Are you ready to unlock the true potential of your iPad and skyrocket your productivity? You're in the right place. With iPadOS, you can use multitasking to work with more than one app at the same time. We'll dive into the magic of iPad multitasking, explore powerful tips and tricks, and show you how to juggle multiple apps like a pro. Say goodbye to switching back and forth between apps and embrace a whole new level of efficiency. So grab your iPad and let's get started on supercharging your iPad experience. Apps that support multitasking can be used in a few different ways. In split view, two apps appear side by side. You can resize the apps by dragging the slider that appears between them. With slide over, one app appears in a smaller floating window that you can drag to the left or right side of your screen. In some apps, you can open a center window that lets you focus on a specific item, such as an email or a note. You can get started with multitasking by using the multitasking menu, the dock, the app library, spotlight, or center window. We'll take a look at the multitasking menu first. Let's start by opening an app. Then, tap the multitasking button at the top of the screen. Tap the split view button or the slide over button. The current app moves aside and your home screen appears. Or you can touch and hold the multitasking button, then flick the app to the left or right edge of your screen. Tap a second app on your home screen or in your dock. If you chose split view in the multitasking menu, the second app appears side by side with the current app. If you chose slide over in the multitasking menu, the second app opens full screen, and the current app moves to a smaller window that you can move to the right or left side of your screen. The dock. First, open an app. Slide one finger up from the bottom edge of the screen until the dock appears, then release. Touch and hold another app in the dock, then immediately drag it up out of the dock. If you drag the app to the left or right edge of the screen, it appears in split view with the current app. If you let go of the app in the middle of the screen, it appears in a slide-over window. In split view, if you drag the app onto either app, and the new app will replace the current one. If you let go of the app on the app divider, it appears in a slide-over window. The app library. Tap the app library icon at the far right side of the dock. Touch and hold one of the larger app icons, then drag it into split view or slide over. To see your other apps by category, tap one of the groups of smaller app icons. You can also tap the app library search bar to see all your apps, then drag one of the apps into a multitasking view. Spotlight. Technically, you need to have a keyboard to use Spotlight for multitasking, but I'll show you a way to use Spotlight for multitasking just with your hand gestures. First, let's use the keyboard way. Open an app. Press Command and Spacebar at the same time on your keyboard to open Spotlight. Begin typing the name of the second app that you want to open. Touch and hold the second app's icon when it appears in Spotlight results, then immediately drag it out of Spotlight. If you drag the app to the left or right edge of the screen, it appears in split view with the current app. If you let go of the app in the middle of the screen, it appears in a slide-over window. Now, let's see how to use Spotlight for multitasking just with your hand gestures. Since Spotlight can be opened by swiping down from your home screen or lock screen, with apps being opened on your iPad, we can slide one finger down from the top edge of the screen just a little bit to reveal the lock screen. With the finger holding, use another finger to swipe down again from the revealed lock screen area and release both fingers. This way, we're able to open Spotlight with apps opening without having to use a keyboard. Center window. Open an app that supports center window such as Mail or Notes. Touch and hold an individual email, note, or other items from the app's list. Tap Open in New Window in the menu that appears. To close the center window, tap Done or Close. You can also tap the multitasking button, then tap one of the buttons to change the center window to full screen, split view, or slide over. When you have multiple apps open, you can make adjustments to customize your multitasking experience. To adjust the app's sizes, drag the app divider to the left or right. To give the apps equal space, drag the app divider to the center of the screen. To swap the position of the windows, touch and hold the multitasking button and drag the app to the other side. To turn a split view app into a slide over app, tap the multitasking button, then tap the slide over button. Or you can touch and hold the multitasking button, then drag the app onto the other app. To close split view, tap the multitasking button in the app that you want to keep, then tap the full screen button. Or you can drag the app divider over the app that you want to close. To replace an app, swipe down from the top of the app, then choose another app from your home screen or dock. To move the slide over app, use the multitasking button to drag it to the left or right. To turn a slide over app into a split view app, tap the multitasking button, then tap the split view button. Or you can touch and hold the multitasking button, then drag the app to the left or right edge of the screen. To hide a slide over app, touch and hold the multitasking button, then swipe the app off the screen to the left or right. To see the other apps that you have in split view, touch and hold the bottom edge of the app, then drag up. The other split view apps appear, and you can tap an app to switch to it or swipe up on it to close it. In the app switcher, a group of split view apps is called a workspace. To create new workspaces, drag an app onto another app. You can also drag apps out of workspaces and drop them onto other apps or workspaces to create new workspace combinations. View all open windows of the same app. If there are no apps open, tap and hold an app's icon on your home screen, in your dock, or in the app library, and tap Show All Windows to view all open windows of that app. From here, you can add another window or reopen closed window by tapping the buttons on the top left corner of the screen. If you have apps opening on your screen, you can tap and hold an app's icon in your dock, in the app library, or in the spotlight, and tap Show All Windows to view all open windows of that app in a place that's on the bottom of your screen, called the shelf. You can also view all the open windows of an app in the app switcher. To do that, just tap the double square icon beside the app's icon. View all open windows of the current app. If you just want to view all the open windows of your current app, do any of the following to reveal the shelf. Tap and hold an app's icon in your dock, then tap Show All Windows. Tap your current app's icon in your dock. Tap the multitasking button at the top of the screen. There are a few ways to close an app. You can swipe up the app or the app in a workspace in the app switcher. Or you can swipe up the app or the app in a workspace on the shelf. You can also tap the multitasking button at the top of the screen, then tap Close. When you switch to an app that has multiple windows open, the bottom of your iPad screen shows a shelf containing thumbnails of all the app's windows. Tap one of the thumbnails to open the window, swipe up on a thumbnail on the shelf to close that window. Drag out a thumbnail to create a split view or slide over. You can also open a new window by tapping New Window on the shelf. With drag and drop, you can move text, photos, and files from one app to another. For example, you can drag text from Safari into a note, an image from Photos into an email, or a calendar event into a text message. Use Split View or Slide Over to open the two apps that you want to move information between. Touch and hold a photo or file until it appears to lift off the screen slightly. To drag and drop text, select the text first, then touch and hold it. To select multiple photos or files, touch and hold one, drag it slightly, then continue to hold it while you tap additional items with another finger. A badge indicates the number of selected items. Drag the photo, file, or text to the other app. You can use multitasking gestures on your iPad to quickly see the app switcher, switch to another app, or return to the home screen. See the app switcher. Swipe up from the bottom edge of the screen and hold in the middle of the screen until the app switcher appears. Then let go. Then swipe left or right to find another app or pairing of apps that you've used together in split view. Swipe all the way to the left to see all the apps that you have open and slide over. Switch apps. While using an app, swipe left or right across your screen with 4 or 5 fingers to switch to another app. On an iPad with no home button, swipe along the bottom edge of your screen to switch to another app. Return to the home screen. While using an app, swipe up from the bottom edge of the screen. You can also put 5 fingers on the screen and then make a pinch gesture. With picture-in-picture, you can do things like respond to an email while watching a TV show. If you're using FaceTime or watching a movie, tap the picture-in-picture button and the video screen scales down to a corner of your display. Then, open a second app while the video continues to play. If a video is playing in full screen, you can also take advantage of picture-in-picture by either going back to the home screen or directly switching to another app. Pinch to zoom the video. To move the video, drag it to another corner. To return the video to full screen, tap the full screen button in the left corner of the video. You can also hide the video by dragging it to the left or right edge of your display. Tap the arrow button to make the video reappear. And that wraps up our guide to mastering multitasking on your iPad. We hope you found these tips and tricks helpful in boosting your productivity and making the most of your device. Now that you're equipped with these powerful techniques, go ahead and put them into practice to transform your iPad experience. Don't forget to share your own multitasking hacks and success stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more amazing content on tech tips, gadgets, and productivity. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching and happy multitasking.